Wherever you're joining me, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to India Tech Report, a platform dedicated to chronicling and supporting the growth of India's deep tech and climate tech ecosystems, with the occasional segue into other areas of tech entrepreneurship. I'm Hari Arakli, and it's time for another edition of The Climate on Monday. Investment in clean technologies, renewables, nuclear, grids, storage, low emissions, fuels, efficiency and electrification is on course to hit a record $2.2 trillion this year, attracting twice as much capital as fossil fuels, according to the 2025 edition of the International Energy Agency's annual World Energy Investment Report, which was released earlier this month. This reflects not only efforts to reduce emissions but also the growing influence of industrial policy, energy security concerns, and the cost competitiveness of electricity-based solutions, the IEA said in a press release on June 5th. Investment in oil, natural gas, and coal is set to reach $1.1 trillion. Overall, global energy investment is set to increase in 2025 to a record $3.3 trillion, despite headwinds from elevated geopolitical tensions and economic uncertainty, according to the release. Here in India, there are just 10 days left to submit feedback to the Ministry of Finance on India's draft climate finance taxonomy, released last month. The taxonomy aims to define clear criteria for climate-aligned investments, boost green finance flows, and help India meet its net zero targets. Stakeholders, including financial institutions, industry, and civil society, are encouraged to provide input to ensure the taxonomy supports credible, transparent, and effective climate action across the economy. Meanwhile, India's solar power generation surged by 32.4% in the first 4 months of 2025, reaching a record 57.8 terawatt-hour and boosting solar's share of the electricity mix to 10%, Reuters reports. This growth, alongside higher hydro output, helped keep coal-fired generation flat and cut natural gas-fired output by 27%. In May, coal power output fell 9.5% year-on-year, the steepest drop in 5 years, as renewables hit record highs and overall power demand declined. While coal remains India's dominant energy source, clean power's share continues to grow. In the US, the Department of Labor under President Donald Trump's administration has announced plans to overturn a Biden-era rule that allowed pension funds to consider environmental, social, and governance factors in investment decisions and shareholder voting, Green Central Banking reported, citing ESG dive. In Europe, Dutch company Sky NRG has secured €300 million, led by asset managers APG and Macquarie, to build 3 large-scale sustainable aviation fuel plants in Europe and North America, Tech Funding News reports. The flagship facility in the Netherlands will use green hydrogen and captured carbon dioxide to cut emissions by over 80% compared with regular jet fuel. Sky Energy's integrated approach, strict sustainability standards, and partnerships with airlines and corporations aim to make sustainable aviation fuel mainstream and help the aviation sector progress towards net zero emissions. Also in Europe, Belgian venture capital firm Scale Fund has launched its third fund, Scale Fund 3, with an initial close of €12 million, targeting €30 million to support technology-driven companies in digital transformation, clean tech, and deep tech across Benelux and France. Led by managing partner Claire Monk, the fund focuses on hands-on support for companies beyond the startup phase, emphasizing diversity. 40% of prior investments were in women-led ventures, and aims to fill the funding gap for early-stage scale-ups with strong growth potential. A new study finds that synthetic graphite production crucial for electric vehicle batteries, can cut its high carbon emissions by adopting renewable energy and green hydrogen, Climate Insider reports. By switching 20 to 80% of energy sources, factories could reduce emissions by up to 70%, according to the report. While decarbonization may increase production costs, surging demand and regulatory pressure make these measures increasingly necessary, according to the report. That's it for today. You can find links to all the headlines in the show notes, wherever you get your podcasts. For in-depth conversations with entrepreneurs, investors, industry leaders, and other stakeholders contributing to India's deep tech and climate tech ecosystems, do check out my India Tech Report in Conversation podcast. If you'd like to support my work, please subscribe to my newsletter, India Tech Report, to get all these in one place, plus additional headlines and analysis on climate tech and deep tech innovations, investments, and policy developments. I'm Hari Arakali. Thank you for listening.